evolved into this beautiful human being that you are today, you have to reintroduce yourself to people of the past if you do run into them again. Any kind of stigma or attachment they have to who you are, you'll know your past. Your past grew you into who you are today. And if that's a good person with a kind heart, they ain't got nothing on you. You can bring up your past as much as they want. I've got an awful past. I think I was an awful person. I think I did some awful shit. I think I grew immensely from it, suffered immensely. Like, I don't look like I've been through what I've been through, and I'm grateful for that. I'm over 40 now, and yeah, filters. The problem within our bodies actually starts without cause. So say depression, speaking on depression. So a cause would be dehydration. Is a cause of depression. It's also our society in general is set up for us to be depressed but I digress. Dehydration will set it off. Also, what are you watching? What is your go-to movie? Are we sitting down and watching murder, these crime shows? And what effect does that have on your brain to listen to such negative things? Also, what's in your energy sphere? Because honestly, the unseen things exist and can have an interference on us. I'll put a little clip here just so you can see. This man was about to be robbed, and if you notice in that clip, there's actually a jinn comes out of the victim to be and pushes it away. But what was that guy doing with walking around with somebody inside him? Like a jinn, a ghost, disembodied spirit. Because you need to clear your energy. We live in a very spiritual, energetic world, and it is really important to clear your energy. Just even making a statement such as, I call all my power back to me now in this moment from any places and spaces where it may be scattered or have been taken from me. I state your name 3 times and call that energy back to you right now in this moment, and make the command that you're clearing your energy space as well. Burning things like Palo Santo, sage, that type of thing is really going to help as well. I have said this before, and actually I have said this before, but when you're doing your clearing with sage and things like that, anything that's going to neutralize your protection as well, be sure to be calling it back in straight away, okay? Because it will neutralize everything. Whereas Palo Santo is probably a little bit safer to use, in my opinion, because it's only good energy, and you can leave your windows shut and everything while that one's going, because it's just bringing in positive vibes. So, what effect are our thoughts even having on our mind? All of this affects us. Are we exercising? We've got the law of choice, and we've got the limbic system. Limbic system is our emotional system. Our words reveal our feelings, and when we unleash on someone or let it rip, it's not really taking into consideration the effects those words are going to have on other people. And I think I've definitely been guilty of being like that. But when these words reveal our feelings, we can change them. Everything about us can be healed and can be changed. So if your limbic system, which is your emotional brain, says, you say to it, what do I want? And it says, I want to be free. Don't wait for your emotions. This is in terms of forgiveness, because I'm a firm believer of forgive, because forgiveness is for you, not for them. And when I say that, am I still holding some resentment? Possibly. I would like to think I'm not. But you can't wait for your emotions. You've got to make a conscious choice. Yeah, I choose to forgive. And perhaps every time the issue comes to mind, you can be like, yeah, it happened, but I choose to forgive. It hurt me, but I choose to forgive. I make this conscious choice, because words affect our feelings. And that's whether we're hearing words or we're saying words directly ourselves. And words cast spells. I mean, have a look at invisibility cloak. You wouldn't want to be wearing an invisibility cloak, because then you would be in vision, you know, like, so I'd rather have a non-visible cloak or non-visible, you know, like, that's why that guy who put a cloak, an invisibility cloak on him, and he walked into the bank, robbed the bank, and everybody could see him. He ended up getting arrested. I mean, idiot. Had he gotten an invisible cloak, he would have been right. But people just, what can you say? But words affect our feelings. So healing begins with forgiveness. It is a choice. Choose to forgive, to rid yourself of the burden. Don't go down that pathway. Like, next time it comes up, like, are we going to go down that bitter, angry pathway that leads to unrest in the body, which will manifest for you unrest in the mind, unrest in the heart, unrest throughout your body. When you think about all the evils in the world, how could God allow this to happen is quite often the question. And it's like, he did give us free will. So even if we manifest within us an illness or something like that, because we choose to hold on, forgiveness itself is something that we choose, and we must choose. But I think sometimes our need to be heard, or our need to be apologized to, is a bit overrated. Like, your power is forgiving somebody who's not even sorry and will never be sorry, because you're liberating yourself, and that's what's important. So having a mindset of being the phoenix, even when you feel like it's over, you rise, because diamonds are made under pressure. They're made under pressure, extreme, excruciating pressure, and that's where we can go into these high pressure situations. We can get completely lost, or that's when we become a beautiful diamond. Diamonds are rare, and we've all got it within us to become our own diamonds, and to take the diamonds that we have been given. Like, I will thank even my adversaries, and it actually is all written in the book of life that these people would come against certain people to try to prevent them. But in trying to prevent them, that's where your growth comes. And we've all signed agreements before coming into this life. Yep, you're going to be this one in this life, and you're going to be this one, and you're going to play this role. And so it's really hard to hold. And I've seen it play out. And it's really hard to hold anger towards anybody who was your adversary, or even if you realize that you're the one that was very karmic to this person and caused them grief and things like that. That was your role. That's what you were intended to play. And even the people doing the most darkest things on earth at the moment are here, so collectively we can rise in consciousness as a collective. It's not really witnessed like that, because a lot of people just want to stay stuck and put their head in the sand. And on the Divine Feminine since 2020, because it's when she's risen, she's come back to the planet in that time. And the power of love, it's here, it's on this planet, and it is so huge, and it is being suppressed so heavily. And there are divine masculines stepping into their masculinity, divine feminine doing the same. And the force for good, it doesn't get highlighted enough, but the force for good on this planet at the moment is so strong. And it's not just from us, it's Gaia herself is raising her frequency, and it was always going to happen around this time. Tyhson age of darkness is gone, and that's when a lot of secrets across the planet were kept. Nothing is hidden now. I will say it, because I've been attacked anyway. I've been attacked for speaking my truth. I mean, go have a look at my Facebook page. I've got somebody trying to threaten me who had already been threatening me. And who are these people? Like, honestly, I've got more videos. There's just what happened to me over the past 12 months was ridiculous, and I'm sick of staying quiet. I'm sick of being like, oh, I'm just going to sit in my box because I don't want to be attacked anymore. Yeah, I don't want to be attacked anymore. Grow the hell up. And the fact that this is coming from higher up in the system, people who are way more powerful than perhaps you or me watching this video, and they're actually attacking. Like, I thought the witch trials of Salem were long over, but no. Anybody who speaks out is going to be targeted in some way. But I'm going to speak out anyway and say, no, I've lost my point. You win. Carry on. I've lost my... I've gone from 0 to 1,000 on this one, but good. Don't like it. My channel. Get off. Speaking it how it is. But I mean, these people, even in the higher up, like when you look at it from a heart-centered point of view and all of the stuff that's going on in the world, the evil's kind of existing so we can see who we are not. But with Travis Scott and, you know, the energy harvest that went on there, and the deaths that occurred, and the feeling when you see eyewitness accounts of people discussing how they felt, and all the symbolism that came up in that. There was the cross on the thing. Like, people say, oh, you're, you know, a spiracy. Sorry, I'm not saying that word properly because I don't want this highlighted. But it probably will be from all the other words I've said, but whatever. I'm used to being black banned everywhere. If you like my post, I'm probably going to block you, by the way. Just saying. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. Maybe it's time we all started being better people, including people of all positions within society. Sorry, just saying. I was about to say, gossip, manipulation, it's all the same. And what I was saying before about when we're speaking words, gosh, I've covered a lot, haven't I? When we're speaking words over other people, if we're speaking about other people in a negative way, we're casting spells against them. And if you speak to Anandi Sanho, who is a magnificent healer, you can always tell a really good healer by how you feel on the first healing. And if you feel sick, like, yeah, like they have connected in because of the toxicity within our world that we don't even acknowledge, that is actually causing us to be in pain, that when we are in those states of pain, we don't actually you know, like it will come out. You're going to feel nauseous. You're going to have a healing reaction. Definitely had it with another healer who I think is just amazing. I'll talk about that one another time. But yeah, a really good healer, you are going to experience healing symptoms. And you'll go through that as energy comes up. But I will always say, and I'll always bring it back to you, you need to go in and you need to feel through your pain as well, and go in and heal it, like things like even the new autoimmune disorders that are within our bodies, that, I mean, they're relatively new, but are they? I mean, were we always experiencing these things but nobody really recognized and possibly called my learning journey before I try to tell you guys which way is up on that one, hey? But it's all combined. Cause and effect. It's not going to hurt if we all speak powerful, life-affirming words about ourselves and each other, and not creating these threads that say we're being discussed by an Dendo Sando. Or if you sit there and you speak negatively about another person, you're actually casting spells against them. Like you can, I mean, as anybody sitting there right now who's like, I know people have spoken shit about me, yeah, well, rebuke it. I don't know, I don't go much into rebuking, but change the energy on it and call your power back in this moment, and know that you're able to clear those cobwebs with healing yourself. And it doesn't matter. It actually, really, you've got to come to that point of you forgive these people because maybe they've got some points. Maybe they do. And if they do, that's great. You know, I'm the first person to, if somebody's speaking negatively on me, well, what's it about? And actually, I went through a relationship where I took on board pretty much all the negative things that were being said, and I used it for growth. I took it on board. I actually changed myself to try to hold on to the relationship because I love the person so much, but they're never going to love me back in the way that I love them. That was just how it was, and was always going to be, because they didn't see me for who I truly was. Maybe I didn't see them for who they truly were either, but that's how it was meant to be. And that's why I'm going back to, I'm doing a round, big, long circle into forgiveness is for you, it's for them, it's not for them, it's for yourself. It's to free yourself and free each other, really. When you see the other person, say if you were in a relationship that was caused issue to you, it was to grow you. It was to, become that diamond. And you can only be grateful for the people who came into your life and caused you pain. Or you can hold on to it forever and you can absolutely run your life into the ground because of it and just give up. I mean, the darkness would want you to, because there's a lot of you out there, and there's a lot of us out there that have really been hammered for that particular reason. You're here for something massive. You know, you're here. And particularly people will be targeted if where there's, their placements are on their star sign, birth charts, because what time you're born will indicate where you've come from. And yeah, I saw somebody who I quite respect, the saying, yeah, it's like if you believe you're controlled by that, you are, but if you don't look at the higher, the controlling part of society and realize that they are actually utilizing more esoteric, or what would you call occultish type things that we have been taught is not of God. We've been basically told to shut off our primordial urges or our primordial knowing. That's why, yeah, the primordial urges of knowing that within any, like if you are bitten by a spider in the middle of the jungle, the guarantee is within meters of you is the cure. Okay, so you've been bitten by a deadly spider, within 2 meters of you, there will be a plant, an insect, there will be something within 2 meters of you, which is the antidote. And that is, I think it's even one of the Psalms or something like that. Like it says in it that God provides through herbs the healing, and it's just not something that's being acknowledged in this society. And it should be. Like everything is provided for us. We just need to have a look. So say money and things like that. Like when you have a look outside and you see how many how abundant the world is. Everything is abundant. Like have a look at the grass. How many millions of blades, billions, trillions, you know, like everything in our world is in an abundance. It's a mindset that we get indoctrinated into that tries to tell us that it's a scarcity, and see that the new generation, I'm not saying that's me, I'm saying it's the next one following, like they're coming with the answers. And we've got children with these big bright eyes that I think it's easy to acknowledge that they're going to be smarter than us, and they're going to bring in some of the answers, and they are the future. And we were the future for our parents' generation. If we've come in and we're healing ancestral curses, generational curses and things like that, there's, you know, anything we can learn from each other and still be able to embody, you know, who wouldn't want those kind of truths broken down for them? I notice with my life, and that's why I'm saying it, I guess, I noticed with my life, like scarcity was huge. Like it was always like, it was ingrained into me that I was going to be poor, that I'm poor. Better hold on to that blanket. You'll need that when you move out and you're poor. I used to work, and I had another friend that worked just as much as me, but she wasn't getting ripped down by ingrained beliefs, which it's just a different way of life. But we'd earn the same amount, and they'd have money and I wouldn't, because I was on that kind of, I was getting indoctrinated to believe that I was going to be poor. And yeah, I just, you know, like it happened to them, and it happened to their parents and their parents and their parents, but it's got to stop somewhere. And you've got to say, well, no, we live in an abundant world. There's plenty for all. There's plenty of love, everything. We don't need to take from, we don't need to sacrifice anybody. We don't need to do any of that. What we need to do is acknowledge that there's a better way. And if that comes from somebody younger than me or younger than you, well, thank God. Thank God that he sent them, because we're all supposed to be here living a beautiful life. And life is what you make it. You can choose happy in any day. And I say that, and then I get on here and I'm bitter and da da da. I try not to be. I guess I'm just a bit serious, but I am bitter at heaps of the stuff that's going on in the world, but there's plenty of joy to be had too, and just gratefulness to be alive. Like when you think of the abundance that is within this world and within nature and within some of the joyful things that you can do, like being in the water, going for a swim, taking your car out for a drive and turning the music up, you know what I mean? And maybe going a little bit fast or not. I don't know. When I was driving, I didn't speed. much as I got older, because I drove around like a little hoon when I was younger. But I mean, he's going to do that as an older woman now. Yeah, don't really see it as being as exciting as it was. Maybe it was when I lost my car. I used to have a little Lancer that was like a little sports car. I loved that. I love that little two-door. I didn't think I drove like a nut after that one was gone. Kind of let it go with it and grew up a little bit. And if we're not growing all the time, and we're not growing and we're changing and we're becoming more of who we're meant to be or who we truly are, what are we doing? I mean, people from your past might turn around and say, yeah, I don't know you anymore. Like, you're not even, you've changed. Yeah, I hope so. Like, yeah, I fucking hope so. I hope I've changed, because I don't even know who I was back then, but I forgive her. I forgive who I've been, and I forgive everybody else in my life for who they've been too, and just thank them for the growth, because what else can you do? I think you have received some advice from people you shouldn't have put your trust in. Look at the motives of these people. Oh, I've got a good one. It's like I did this regression, and it was back into childhood and opened the door. It needs a whole video, that one. I'll do it. Anyway, mindset, be the phoenix. I have phoenix energy, and I know I do, and I know so many of us do across the planet. Those of us who know that diamonds are made under pressure have the phoenix energy. And look, if you've gotten up and risen over anything that's happened to you, and I mean that's just gotten out of bed the next day, you don't have to go through healing or anything like that, just gotten up. Life is dense down here. The energies are dense. It is hard to be the full embodiment of our happiness, our truth, it's hard to 100% go out there and be ourselves in this world. Like, you'll be met with obstacles at every turn, but it's pushing through these things, and it's maybe even when the energies get real dense and you are being attacked, there is a spiritual war going on, guys. It's real. Those of us that aren't really tapped into our spirituality probably wouldn't see it that way, but a lot of the unhappiness that we feel within isn't actually our own. And you can reclaim your energy at any point. Just call your power back to you. State your name 3 times would be the simplest way to do it. And say, I call all my power back to me. Don't even go too much into it, but just do something basic like that and clear your energy, but make it a conscious, I am in control. I am a sovereign being, and I am in control of my energy, my space, And as I've said before, we've all got protection. We have free will down here, and that has been given to us. So it's up to you to make sure that you're utilising the protection that is available to all of us to the best of it. Our ability. It's like when I was under attack. Was it all in my head? Oh yes, probably. And I could have actually, if I had have come out and said, this is happening to me, straight to the loony bin for this bitch. Well, it was proved only by the grace of God, or my angels, my protection, my whatever it was. I turned off record. I actually turned it off. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get some food in my belly. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And what happened at that point when I said that was I went and carried on with what I was doing. I left the phone on the bench, like I wasn't using it. I was in another room. It was taken of my phone ringing and some guy saying to me, you just rang me. And I'm like, no, I didn't. My phone was sitting on the bench. That was on footage through the grace of God. And because I would look insane saying that to somebody. But yeah, I've been under pretty heavy attack. And who's it from? Witches and warlocks and all nice things like that. I could go really deep into it for anybody who would, you know, the helicopters don't come around anymore, except they did the night I reported everything to the police. Yeah, I did report everything to the police. At the end of my video, no one's going to watch this part anyway, so, you know, people lose interest after about 5 minutes, so it doesn't matter. But I mean, if you're watching this bit, I love you, or you're obsessed and you're a hater, whatever. I love you anyway. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my rant, my carry on. It's been a long chat. And I have appreciated it. Just know that you are a beautiful energy, whether you see it or not. Whether you're standing in your light or standing in your darkness, I can assure you whether you're standing in your light or your darkness, I can assure you that you have just as much equal force in both. To hold light at such a high amount, you must have been into the darkness to light something up. And you have your own darkness within that you have lit up, but you can still embody both. So even the darkest of us all, we can embody that beauty within us. So as much light as much darkness as you hold is as much light as you hold, and it's same both vice versa. And that comes back to more of this Piscean age of darkness. A lot of spiritual truths were hidden from us. And there was another video. I think I've got a call coming through. I've got to go get that. But one love, much love. We are all one. Cause harm to one, cause harm to all. And that is truth.